Hi. Okay. I want to talk to you about something amazing. I want to talk about the power of revealing. What do I mean by revealing? I simply mean what is my experience? That's it. Revealing my experience. This might sound a little basic, sure. Like if I'm in a conversation and I'm not revealing my experience at all, that's a little weird because it can be one-sided, kind of like an interrogation. How are you? How was your day? What did you do? It's not that fun. But it is a little counterintuitive, and I want to give an example. Recently, I had to decide if I wanted to work with somebody. This was a business deal, and we had had one phone conversation, and I hated him. And I didn't really want to work with him. But I was running out of time, and I was running out of options. And in that sense, he was a good option. So I didn't know what to do though, because I couldn't even be on the phone with him, let alone like do a business deal with him. So I ended up calling up a friend of mine who's also a coach, and I said, what do I do? And he pretty simply offered me the option to do the thing that I do really well, which is just to reveal. Instead of getting on the phone with him and telling him either yes or no, which neither of those things felt good, because a yes, I didn't want to work with the guy, and a no, I didn't have any other options. So I didn't have a yes or a no for him, but what I did have for him was my experience. The thing that was the most true for me was actually to tell him that I don't know what to do. I don't know if I want to work with you or not. When we got off the phone last night, I felt frustrated and confused, and I wasn't sure why you were asking me what you were asking me, so I felt a little unsafe. And because of that, I don't know if I want to work with you, but this is as far as I've gotten. How is that to hear? So we went back and forth like this for a little bit. Within 10 minutes or so, he said to me, I kid you not, he said, you know, I've only known you for 10 minutes, but I feel like you're one of my best friends. Actually, I think I'm falling in love with you. Now, that's a pretty good response, and I can't guarantee that you're going to get that kind of response every time you reveal your experience, but oh my goodness, what a world of difference that made between coming to him with a half-hearted yes or a half-hearted no, versus just telling him the thing that was most true for me and actually having a conversation around it. I want to talk a little bit about how to do this, and I think that'll shed some light on some more minute moments where you can practice this. So first of all, a reveal of your experience can be something like, I feel ... I want, I imagine, I have a story that, I don't want, I'm concerned. Those are all experiences that you might be having that you could share with somebody else. A good reminder when doing this is to practice this idea of what I call owning your experience. So what that does is keep this experience that you're having actually owned. Like you actually get to say, this is my experience, rather than kind of like putting it on another person. The training wheels version of that is to use I statements. So an example would be, I feel cold, rather than, it's cold in here. The difference is that it's cold in here is arguable. Maybe there's somebody sitting next to me who's actually quite warm, and they could say, no, it's not, I'm warm. Well, then you haven't owned your experience. Don't use words like or that. I feel like you're an asshole. It's not owning my experience, even though I used an I statement and I said I feel, but I feel like. Usually when there's a like, it means it's not going to be a feeling. Instead, what I could do is check in with myself. Like, okay, what is happening in me that's sending signals up to my brain to believe that this guy is an asshole? Okay, I notice my heart is beating faster. I feel frustrated. I don't really like what this person is saying. Okay, hey, I feel frustrated right now. I notice I don't really like what you're saying. How is that to hear? By instead revealing what's happening for me, instead of just labeling this person asshole and kind of like pushing him off to the side so I don't have to deal with him, I actually get to bring a conversation back onto the table. I want to say too that this isn't always easy. Like, I think that society has kind of taught us to not reveal, like the game in dating, for instance. It's kind of based off of, I'm not really going to share what's true for me, and they're not really going to share what's true for them. We're just going to like wait the appropriate amount of days before we can text back, and that'll show that I'm interested but not too interested. That's something that culturally we've kind of picked up, and I don't like it. I do it sometimes, but I don't like it. And I think there's a better way. And I think that way is to simply reveal my experience. There are so many opportunities here for more truth, more goodness, more beauty, just by actually first sharing what's true for me in this moment. All right, that's all I have to say about revealing for right now. If you've got questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. I would love to hear from y'all. Thank you.